How's everyone doing? Happy Friday evening. I hope you guys are having a good week or will have a good weekend, hopefully, if it's been a little bit of a rough week for you. Glad you guys are here. I have a few books I'm planning on reading tonight, as per usual. I'm never reading one book at a time. Let me know if you are a one book at a time kind of person or if you read multiples, because I definitely have at least 3 at any point. So I'm hoping to finish Death at Wetwater Court by Carola Dunn tonight, because I have been reading this forever and it's the last book for a vlog I'm working on. I'm 88 pages in right now. I am really enjoying this, so I would love to finish this tonight. We'll see, or at least make some good progress. I'm also in the middle of this thriller called Her Dark Lives by J.T. Ellison, and I've never read anything by this author, but I know they have a ton of books. Like, they have quite the extensive backlist, and I'm 138 pages into this. Also very much enjoying this so far, but I'm also kind of tempted to start this book, which is called Death Comes to Jane Austentown by Rosemary Stevens. It's the first in a new cozy mystery series called the Jane Austentown Mysteries, and the whole town is being like renovated into a Jane Austen themed town to help kind of save their town's economy after a local factory shuts down. There's like a Jane Austen festival they're launching, and it just sounds really fun. So these are the 3 books you'll probably see me reading. Occasionally, if I am up and about, I am listening to All Dressed Up and No Place to Haunt by Rose Pressey, which is the second in the Haunted Vintage Mystery series, which I'm actually just finished book 1 last week, and I started this book immediately because I loved it so much. It's just like slightly whimsical. It's called The Haunted Vintage Mystery because the main character will find like a ghost in each book who needs her help solving a mystery. But there's nothing else really supernatural about it, so I wouldn't say it's like heavily supernatural, just kind of whimsical. I like it. And I love the vintage clothes aspect so much, so that's fun. But yeah, those will be my lots of blue. That wasn't intentional, but everything is blue. I don't know. So let me know what you guys will be reading tonight. I'm so excited to catch up and just get some reading done. Good evening, Grandma Susan. You said good evening all. Pray it's been a great week for you. I've had an eventful week. Hopefully good eventful. Hopefully. But I feel you. It's been one of those weeks where I'm just like, I'm glad it's Friday. I am glad it's Friday. You said I'll be finishing up Until We Meet Again by Roberta Kagan, and writing your review. She writes amazing historical fiction, one of my favorite authors in that genre. That sounds lovely. Until We Meet Again. A Mimi's Journey book set during the Nazi occupation of Paris. Oh, that looks good. I'm intrigued by books that do take place during the World Wars, but I also really struggle with them because they feel like very heavy sometimes. But I've had some really good reads from that time in history as well. But I hope you enjoy it. Let's see. Did I miss a page? There we go. Kat says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Where There's a Will by Elizabeth Spann Craig. It's book 5 in the Village Library series. Ooh, that sounds good. What's not to love about a village library? I love that. Hi, Lola. You said, hi, I read like 25 books at a time. I feel you. Yeah, so technically I have these 3 books in my audiobooks. So it's 4 books. But that's not including my nonfiction, which I go through much slower. So if we were including that, I have like at least 7 books going. I don't know. I have a really hard time staying, even when I love a book. Like, I'm enjoying all of these books, but it's just what kind of like vibe do I want to pick up, What kind of vibe am I into? Because all of these are different. They're all mysteries, but they're different genres. We have a contemporary cozy. We have a historical one, which this takes place 1923 Britain. And then we have a thriller. And then I have a cozy mystery on audio, which I guess it is a contemporary cozy, but it's a different one, and it's a different like vibe because I'm listening to it. So yeah. You're reading The Crash by Frida McFadden. I've heard some good things about that. I hope you enjoy it. Grandma Susan said, I listen to multiples too, usually 4 at a time. You listen to books 9 to 12 hours. I'm also a mood reader, which explains that a bit. Same. I'm definitely a mood reader. I want something that matches how I'm feeling. So even when I'm doing vlogs, like a bunch of these are books for different vlogs that I'm working on, I always make sure I have a variety to pick from. That way I can still like have a TBR for the vlog, but I can still like jump around based on my mood so I don't feel too restricted. So that's how I make it work for me. But I definitely agree. I'm a mood reader as well. I can't jump around from audiobooks though. I feel like I get confused if I usually am only listening to one audiobook at a time. Personally, I don't know. Kat says, I read one book. You read one book at a time. I admire your focus to do one book at a time because I definitely, that used to be me, and now I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place, which has its pros and cons. You said, I'm reading The Housemaid's Secret. I did not read the first one, but you just saw the movie. Did you like it? I don't watch too many thriller movies because even though I enjoy reading thrillers, I find the movies are sometimes a little scary for me with like intense music. But I'm always curious to hear what people think of that. And I'm going to go ahead and set us up for a first sprint here with my cat timer. If you guys are new to my sprints, I use this little cat timer, which I will bring up on screen so that you can see it. But fair warning, when the timer goes off, it'll meow. So just a heads up so that you're not startled, hopefully. Hello, you said I'm reading The Frozen River. Ooh, that sounds really familiar, and I'm trying to picture it. The Frozen River, is that by Ariel Lahan, the historical mystery novel? Ooh, that sounds really interesting. Inspired by the life and diary of a renowned 18th century midwife. That looks really interesting. He said, yes, okay. It looks really good. Okay, I gotta add that to my TBR because I do love a mystery, and I'm definitely trying to read more historical mysteries because I do really enjoy them. I just feel like I don't pick them up as much, and I don't know why. But we will. We're working on that this year. That looks good. Okay, I'm keeping that tab up so I can add that to my TBR on this next one. Hi, Emily, though. You said, hello, what a fun surprise you're doing sprints. Thank you. What are you going to be reading or working on tonight? Hello, Enchanted Hughes Press. You said, hi, Amy and everyone. I'm reading Lock Every Door. Ooh, that is one of my favorite Riley Sagers. I hope you love it. Emily is reading Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. You're on page 626 out of 980. Man, you guys who read fantasy, I am so impressed sometimes because some of those books, I'm like, that's not a book, that's a tome. That's awesome, though. I hope you're enjoying it. 980 pages. Wow. Hello, how are you doing? What are you planning to work on or read tonight? So I've just headed in to have blood work done. Oh, definitely wish I was sprinting instead. Oh, maybe you could join us after, but yeah, I'm sorry. Blood work's not fun. I have had a fear of needles my whole life. Don't know why. It's very, but I hope it goes quickly and smoothly for you. He said, wow, I can't do it. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. 980 pages. Yeah, I think, you know how Goodreads tells you at the end of the year how, like, your longest and shortest book you read, and I think mine is usually in the high 400s. Yeah, and that's one of the things where people are like, wow, you read so many books every month, every year, and I'm like, one, it completely depends on the person, their reading speed, but also what they're reading. Like, I read a lot of mysteries. A lot of the mysteries I read are, like, 300 some pages. So if you're reading fantasy novels, usually those are a lot longer, you know? Hi, Mari. He said, hi, I made it. It's so nice out, and my walk lasted longer. I'm so glad it's nice. I hope everyone is staying warm and safe. I know I'm in Arizona, so we're not getting snow, but I know so many parts of the country are getting crazy, crazy snow right now. He said it's a commitment for sure because they are long. That is true, though. There are mystery series that are long. Like, I know I'm in the Tea Shop Mysteries with Laura Childs, and I'm like, am I ever gonna catch up with this? I don't know. I think I'm on book like 13 or 14, but book 30 is coming out this year, so I'm like, I'm just gonna keep reading and enjoying it, but it's gonna take forever. Hello, he said the Curious Dingo says, hi everyone, can't stay the whole time. I'm going to see a movie. Ooh, I hope the movie's good. I hope you enjoy. Hi, Pam. You said reading Butter by Asako Yuzuki. And let me look up what that is. I'm not sure. Ooh. Okay, you've caught my interest. That sounds very interesting. Okay, well, now I have 2 books to add to my TBR, The Frozen River and Butter. Both of those are definitely catching my interest. I said that is why I like page count over book count. Yes, exactly. And I also feel like you got to ask people how they count books. Like, for example, if you look at my Goodreads, I had a couple hundred books I read last year, and I did read a lot. However, I also review books that I DNF'd. So if I read a book and I only read 100 pages of it, but I decided, hey, this isn't for me, but I still want to write a review on Goodreads, it counts it as a book towards that, you know? So, like, it depends how people count things. Like, it's just, that's why I'm like, I don't know. I feel like everyone should stop comparing themselves with reading goals or reading speed and just have so much fun with it, because that's what reading should be about, you know, is having fun, enjoying what you're reading, you know, if you're trying to learn something, if you're trying to get something entertaining, whatever your goal is. But yeah, I totally agree. All right, has a nonfiction, a Sand County Almanac to work on, and a mystery and audio, the second in the Bailey Bloodhound series. Oh, I listened to that in audio last fall and I loved it. I loved it so much. But I hope both of those go well. The Curious Dingo says, I tried Butter, but you gave up. Was it a little slow or something? Or just not your thing? Mari's in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, and we're having that midwinter stretch of spring-like weather. We'll definitely enjoy that for now. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah, it's been very temperate this week. Not as cold as has been the other weeks of winter, but I believe our temperatures are definitely dropping next week. Pam says, I feel like Butter is great as a long winter read. It might not have caught fire for me in the summer. Interesting. I said, I'm getting your Oregon weather in central Illinois next week. We will have highs in the mid-50s. This time of year, it's usually 20 to 30 degrees. Ooh, that's chilly. Well, I hope you enjoy that. Get some fresh air and enjoy that. That sounds lovely. We were talking about a little earlier, so if you didn't answer this, I would love to know. Do you guys read one book at a time, or do you like to read multiple books at a time? Because I perpetually have at least 2 to 3 books I'm physically reading, and then one on audio, and then usually at least 1 or 2 nonfiction. So I have at least 5 books going at any given time. And it sounds like most of us so far who answered usually have more than 1 book going. But I would love to know your answer if you didn't respond to that earlier. He said, enjoy it, Emily. Yes, get some nice weather going. I feel like January, I don't know, I've heard that stuff's going around, but I feel like I was sick like twice in January, and it was not super fun. And it feels like every time I talk to other people, there seems to be something going on, like some kind of bad flu. Which is why I'm drinking the very exciting Gatorade to keep up the what do you call it? Electrolytes. So I'm like, I will not get sick again. No. So do you read one book at a time? Or says you have an audio, at least one nonfiction, and one or two fictions going at a time. That's a nice balance. I like that. Yeah, I have an audio. Usually have at least one or two nonfictions, and then anywhere from 2 to 3 maybe fictional books going. It says I have 6 books going right now. Usually you have one or two. Definitely can vary, I think, depending on your mood. But that is fun. Okay, well, let's go ahead and kick off our first sprint so we can get some good reading going. As I mentioned, if you have not been on sprints with me before, I use this little cat timer, and it does meow when it goes off. So just a heads up on that. Let's go ahead and do a 45-minute sprint. I'm going to start with Death at Wetwater Court because I really, really need to finish this book for a vlog. It's a little overdue at this point, so let's get this book going, and I'll catch up with you guys in 45 minutes. Happy reading! What is it? Hi guys, how was that first sprint for you? I have a visitor, as you can see. Mr. Boaz says, Happy Friday to everybody. Yes. Here, go face the camera, Mr. Boaz. You gotta look forward. You gotta look this way. No? Okay. You said that. There you go. So that was a good sprint for me. I just focused on murder at Wetwater Court. So I'm over 100 pages in. Have about 100 pages left to go. So that works out pretty well. And this little fellow is very excited because he ate his dinner. Oh, now he's running off. Okay. But yeah, that was a good sprint. And I think we had some people hop on. Let me see. Where did we finish? I should have marked where I was. That would have been smart. Oh, let's see. He said, going to finish watching the new episode of Traders, but then we'll join. Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, Shannon. Said, hi, Amy and everyone. Just getting home. I will be reading Murder at the Mayfair Hotel by C.J. Archer. I hope you love it. Emily says, at KDuck18, enjoy. I watched it before work. It was wild. I don't know much about that show. I feel like I've seen a couple of advertisements, but I'll have to take a look at it. I haven't looked into what the plot of it is. Law Nerd says, hi everyone, just finished Death at the Salon. It was great. Amazing. Let's see, Death at the Salon, which... Oh, is that by Luis and Inez? The Daisy Thorne mystery series? I need to get to that. I read book 1 in that series and I loved it. Hi, Judy. Said, hello, everyone. You just started reading Ghost Business by Jen DeLuca. You finished Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca earlier today. You really enjoyed it. Plus, it was your first 5-star read of the year. That's so exciting. I love that. I hope you love your next book, Ghost Business. Princess Peach says, I'm in a reading slump, so I'm just going to knit and hang out. Any tips to help with a reading slump? If anyone has any suggestions, throw them in. I suggested to pick up a favorite author, or pick up a fast-paced short book, or to choose a reread. I feel like that kind of helps me if I'm in a reading slump. So she's going to try a reread. Good evening, Rebecca. You said, I'm working on a new puzzle tonight and you need to pick up a new book. And you said, oh, actually, I'm going to start At Death's Door. I read that one in January and I just loved it. So I hope you enjoy it. Kathy says, I'm just starting Murder at the Taffy Shop by Maddie Day. So happy to be reading with all of you. Glad you're here. I hope you love your read. Hi, Jill. You're going to be working on Snow-Kissed by Ray Ann Thane. Amazing. Snow-Kissed. What is that? Looks like it says a heartwarming Christmas romance. Oh, that looks sweet. I hope you enjoy that. I love the cute cover for that. Hi, Erin. He said, hello, reading a few books at once, enjoying My Husband's Wife especially. Oh, I can't wait to get that book. I'm waiting. I'm on the wait list at my library, and I'm just like, hurry up. Ooh, excuse me. You're also reading The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry, also Grey After Dark, and Hostage. Well, you got quite a few options. I hope you enjoy your books. Grandma Susan said, finished my book, and you wrote your review. A definite 5-star for me. A wonderful. Wonderful. Jill says, hi, Boaz. Grandma Susan says, hello, Mr. Boaz. Morris says, hi, Boaz. Ms. Kat says, Mr. Boaz, you are so adorable. Thank you. I'm partial. I'm partial to him. Lisa has read 17 pages. You're also watching Olympic figure skating. That's always my favorite Olympic sport, is all the ice skating, figure skating segments. You finished a chapter. Amazing. Kat read 2 chapters. You did a 10-minute workout as well. Very cool. Awesome. Rebecca said, jumped into my book. You're ready for a relaxing evening. And hi, Mr. Bo. I don't know where he disappeared off to. He might have gone outside. But I will tell him hello. He said, yes, perfect. Hi, Debbie. He said, joining a little late, but really enjoy these sprints. You're listening to Hounding a Killer. Amazing. I think someone else, what do you call it? I think someone else is reading the second book in that series they mentioned. How am I forgetting the title? Oh, that is the second book. Okay, maybe I'm completely confused. But I felt like someone else thought they were reading that book too. What is the first book in that called? I always feel like Hounding a Killer is the first book. What's book 1? Sniffing Out Murder. Okay. Apparently I'm just confused. Maury said, I got through the June, July, and August sections of the nature writing nonfiction you're reading. That's perfect. It's mid-20th century nature writing and quite enjoyable. That sounds lovely. That sounds like a really interesting book. The nature writing. I'm reading a book called Remarkable Diaries, and it's this giant, like literally, it's like this big book I checked out from the library that has all these close-ups of famous diaries and journals and logs from different parts of history, and it's broken down by historical centuries or eras. And it's really interesting. I really like that. But I haven't looked at something like nature writing. There's a few in there. There's a few I've read, like I think it's Linnaeus, who's like a botanist, who wrote some really interesting ones, like Darwin, of course. So I've enjoyed those a lot. Grandma Susan said, anyone watching the Olympics, the opening ceremony was stunning. It's going to re-air tonight. I haven't watched it. I do like to watch. I will usually see on YouTube, I get recommended all the figure skating bits because I like to watch those. But I haven't really watched it. I don't know if we have it on TV. I'm not actually sure. We don't actually have cable. We mostly watch. I have like a pretty good DVD collection of my favorite cartoons and movies. And we have Netflix and Disney Plus are like the main things we watch. So I don't have like cable, I guess. But I do watch some on YouTube. I said, Amy Marie, not to put you on the spot, but please talk about your Patreon. As much as your Sprinter love, we need to get the word out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Grandma Susan's a member of my Patreon. If you're not familiar, I have a group. It's called The Cozy Haven. I have a link in my descriptions or on my YouTube channel page if you want to check it out. But we do extra reading sprints over there as well as a book club. We have a movie night next Monday. So I really love doing it. I'm just a little shy about talking about it. But we have an amazing group. Some of the people who are here are part of it, and I have so much fun with it. We do some really fun stuff over there. So if you want to check it out, definitely feel free to. Even on the free tier, I share like a newsletter that you can check out on there as well. So yeah, thanks for the reminder, Grandma Susan. I don't know, I'm always a little shy, I guess, but I do love putting all the stuff together over there and doing it. Mari says, figure skating is your favorite too? Yes, I think it is just so beautiful. I'm like, I can't even believe it. Like the way they dance is gorgeous if they were dancing on normal ground, but to do that on ice and then like the spins and the jumps and everything, and I'm like, wow. I mean, it's just like, they're like superhuman. I mean, really anyone in the Olympics kind of like superhuman athlete at that point, right? But the figure skaters are definitely my favorite. And I love all the outfits and like all of that, of course. And he said, yes, it's me listening to it. Okay, I was pretty sure someone else was listening to it. And I was like, I'm jealous that you guys are listening to it because I've already read it and I can't reread it for the first time. And I would love to do that because I absolutely love it. And I think one of you guys was telling me that is the last book in the series. Like the series isn't continuing. And I'm just like, why? It's so good. I can't remember who told me that, but someone told me that there's only going to be the 2 books in that series, and I was just absolutely so sad. Hi, Annie. Said, hi, everyone. You're reading Death at a Scottish Christmas by Lucy Connolly. Amazing. I really need to start that series. It looks so fun. Jen says, not sure what I'll be reading, but you just cleaned up from dinner, and you're listening to On Spine of Death by Tamara Barry. Does anyone know if that series is continuing? Is that book? That's book 2. Because I still have book 3 in that series, and I haven't read it. because I'm afraid it's the last book in the series because it's been a while since any other books have come out on that. And I know she's writing other series now, which is amazing. But does anyone know, is that series, it's called the By the Book Mysteries by Tamara Berry, is that series done? I'm hoping it's not a Three Cozy Curse. Brittany says, hello, Amy and everyone. You're a little late, but you're going to read Murder Most Frosty in the Coffee House series. Currently just really enjoying these books and binging them. That is lovely. I love the feeling when you want to binge a series like that. I need to get back into that series too. I love that series. Grandma Soon said that Remarkable Diaries book still intrigues me. It's really lovely. I love it. It's so fascinating. It's one that I'm definitely going through slowly, just like a couple pages a day. But I'm like taking notes on it even because I find it so interesting. And it's got these beautiful, like big blown up images of like the diaries or like illustrations or whatever the person recorded. And I just love it so much. That's like my favorite way to consume history, I guess. It says, Susan, I love the Olympics. And she's asking, what is your favorite event? Yes, everyone share. What is your favorite Olympic event, whether it's winter or summer? I'd say I'm all about the figure skating. I do really love gymnastics if it's this. And I think the volleyball, I'm not sure what it's called, but just like the team of, it's just like 2 versus 2. I don't know if that's like beach volleyball. I don't know if there's a specific term for that. I also love seeing people do like the big ski jumps. Like, I don't know how they do that. That absolutely makes me just want to like I'm afraid of heights. The idea of like going down a mountain that fast, I'm like, absolutely not. But it's amazing to watch. Jen says cable is so expensive. It is. It really is. Yeah, we're lucky we're on like our families like Disney Plus and Netflix because that helps a lot. But most of the stuff I watch, honestly, I just watch stuff that I get. Like I'll check out stuff from the library, or I got a pretty good collection of DVDs that I continue to kind of build up of my favorite cartoons because I tend to rewatch things over and over again. David said, I love the Olympics. You're watching it on Peacock this afternoon, and I second what Grandma Susan said. It's a great way to chit-chat and get a lot of reading done. Thank you. Oh, no apologies. I'm sorry. I don't know. I blush easy. I'm a little bit shy. Jen says it's a fantastic group. Thank you. Rebecca said Cozy Haven is wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jen said, yes, it was me. Okay, yes, not sure why the publisher canceled the Bailey series. I don't know why either. I feel like everybody has, everyone I've heard of who's read it really loves it. And let's see, I have the page up right now. It's got a 4.1 rating on Goodreads, a 4.6 rating on Amazon. The first book in the series also both 4 stars on Goodreads and Amazon. Like it's got a great rating. So I'm just like, why? Like, why is it being published? It's so good. I mean, that fact that they're like a children's book author that's based on their own pet, Bailey the Bloodhound. It's such a fun, cozy, like theme. I love it. And it's so well written and the mysteries are amazing. I can't believe they canceled it after just 2 books. I'm just like, who is making these decisions? Like, what are we doing here? He said, no, only 2 in the Bailey Bloodhound. That's so sad. I love these. I want more Aunt Agatha, right? She is such a character of a character. She is. She's a great character. And I love Pris, the main character. I love how passionate she is about reading and how I can't remember the exact term, but like she's trained Bailey and she takes Bailey to like those reading groups with kids and they read to the dog to like encourage their reading and stuff, which is so incredible. Like, love it. Jill said, I read all 3 of the By the Book series. It was really good. Ooh. Yeah, I'm holding off on book 3 because I'm just afraid it's the last one. I really am. Is it the last one? I really want to read it, but I'm also like, I don't want it to be over. I do that sometimes with the last book in a series. Grandma Susan said, one of my favorite parts of Amy Marie's Patreon is the fellowship, a great group of people, personable. We also have quite a bit of interaction with Discord. I love our Discord. Thank you. Law Nerd says, I love figure skating, but also love the luge and the ski jump. I would never be that brave. Same. Oh my goodness, no. What is the luge? I know that word, but I don't. Oh yeah, the sled, the 1 or 2 person sleds. That is terrifying to me when they do that. I'm like, how? I mean, it's so impressive, but I'm like, I don't know. How many of you have broken a bone before? Because I, so far, knock on wood, have not broken a bone in my life. And whenever I watch these athletes, I'm like, how many bones have they broken in their lifetime? Because there's no way around it. Like, you must have gone through so many injuries to get to that level, right? And I'm like, I would have broken every bone in my body at that point. Annie says skating is also my favorite. I love outdoors. You loved outdoor skating when you were younger. That's lovely. I love that. I wish I could have gotten more into skating, but living in Arizona, we don't have like a whole lot of skating opportunities. Grandma Susan said figure skating, but it makes me nervous. I know how hard those athletes train, and then to have a fall, then the possibility of injury. They are so beautiful and graceful. I know. I always feel so bad when someone falls or like makes a mistake or something, because like they trained and did it so many times perfectly before that, and they just luck of the draw. Something happened on that one go, and I always feel so bad for them. Are you guys watching the Super Bowl this Sunday? I don't know, where did that word go in my head? Are you guys voting for anyone in particular? Or rooting for? I always say voting for, which my husband thinks is hysterical. but rooting for, are you guys rooting for anyone in the Super Bowl? Jen loves the skiing and gymnastics. Yes. I just think it's so beautiful. I just love it. And when the gymnastics people, when they're on the bars especially, I'm like, wow, that's so crazy to me. Or when they do the balance beam and they're doing like flips on it, and I'm just like, it's crazy. It was so amazing. And I said, our cable's up to $140 and we have no choices to keep adding things, but say they are free and raise the bill. Crazy Spectrum. That is a lot. That is a lot. But then I feel like streaming services, like you have to get like a bunch of them to get all the shows now. So it's also like, it could be very expensive as well. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's crazy. Yeah, we haven't had cable. I got married 5 years in June, and we've never had cable. We've tried some different streaming things here and there, but most of the time we just watch stuff like we check out from the library because it's just so expensive, unfortunately. Grandma Susan said, I loved the Bailey series. Shocked it's not continuing. I know, right? I was floored when Jen told me that. I was like, really? Debbie said, yes, I'm over 80% done. You still have no idea who the killer is yet, right? She is such a good writer. So good. Mara says, yes, I love the Patreon group too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Emily said, 5 times you broke your wrist, your right foot, your left foot, and your right big toe twice. Wow. Were any of those at the same time? Like an accident or something that broke several things at once? Or was that all separate incidents? Kathy said, I chipped a bone in my foot, but never fully broke a bone. Well, I'm sure that was still quite painful. I'm sorry. Curious Digno says, I'm 60, never broken a bone. My parents are in their mid to late 50s, and my dad broke his leg as a child and his arm, but my mom has never broken a bone. So I'm hoping to make it, there. And he says, to be fair, the second time my big toe broke, a student flipped a desk and it landed on my foot. You got to wear a boot for 7 weeks for that. I am so sorry. Ooh. That is, I'm so sorry. I'm sure that sounds really painful. Said, love the cutting edge about figure skating competition. Ooh, the cutting edge. Is that? Oh, is that the film? That looks interesting. I haven't seen that one myself. Gramerson said it was hard to decide, but the Patriots. Jen says, I'll be watching. I'd like to see the Seahawks win. And he says, not a football fan, but you took advantage of all kinds of snacks that were buy one, get one. That is a good time. It's definitely a good time to grab some stuff. I know we're going to watch it. I don't think either of us have like a specific team we're rooting for. My husband's a huge Broncos fan, so we were very bummed out when Bo Nix unfortunately got injured before the final playoff game. That was rough. So I don't know who I'm rooting for. I typically root for the underdog, and I think the Patriots are supposed to be the underdog by just like a smidge. So I might root for them. Emily said, Summer Olympics, you love gymnastics, swimming, and diving. Oh yeah, the diving's incredible. Winter, you love the figure skating and skiing. Absolutely. Law Nerd said, as an Eagles fan, I'm rooting against the Patriots. Go Seahawks. So go Seahawks. I know, right? It's definitely, I feel like a lot of people will root for the team that isn't in their division or whatever because they're like, I don't like you, so we're rooting for the other team, which I definitely get. Gramison said, Annie, that is an awful cable bill. Ouch. Yeah, that is rough. Mari says, husband and I have a Super Bowl watching date with your uncle. We all live together, and it's an annual thing for us. Platform and high diving is your favorite summer Olympic. Amazing. Ooh. Yeah, I love a good Super Bowl watching date. We've had it in the past where we've had like our parents or someone over and we'll do like Super Bowl food. This year it's just going to be us and Boaz, but I'll probably make something decadent and cheesy because I feel like you have to have something cheesy for Super Bowl food. Gramerson said, Emily, good group. That's a lot of breaks. It is. Emily says, no, all separate incidents of breaking bones and doing nothing. One was at the bottom step, going down one at a time and holding onto the railing. You're just a major klutz. I am so sorry. Yeah, that, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Jill said, I broke my big toe on my right foot right before vacation. It was a stupid accident. I had to wear a boot too. Ooh, I am so sorry. I feel like toes are so just delicate, you know? Like there's just so many ways you could jam them into the door or like smack them into something or drop something or in, you know, Emily's case, have a student drop a desk on you. It's terrible. I'm so sorry. Law Nerd said The Cutting Edge is a classic. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I do not know much about that. Jen says, broke my baby toe on the tree platform. My husband always said it was a solid platform, and it is. Well, he was right about that, but oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I said, I'm not counting the number of times I broke other toes because all you can do for that is buddy tape them. Once I had all my toes buddy taped. Oof. Yeah, I've definitely injured my toes pretty badly by like smacking them into a door or something. I haven't broken any at this point in my life, but we're gonna hold out and hope to not do that, but ouch. Jill said, I'm in Massachusetts, so if I was gonna support a team, it would have to be the Patriots. And we said I'd bashed my foot against the baseboard, bashed against the coffee table, against your suitcase, and dropped a fan on it. All my toes were bruised and buddy taped that day. I would imagine so. Ooh. Jen said, I know my cable bill is over $200. Of course, that's with internet service, but continues to go up. I know, right? Yeah, our internet bill just for the internet was like $90 almost dollars. So in December, I actually called and negotiated with them, and I've now got it down to $49 guaranteed rate for 18 months. So all I gotta say is just to potentially try and call and negotiate, see if they can offer you like a discount, like a new sign-up deal as a loyal customer. That's what I did. And ours was willing to give us a discount. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much they go up. Just says I only have very basic cable for internet service. Definitely. I work from home, so we have like a slightly above average, especially because I upload videos, and that requires quite a bit of like the Wi-Fi needing to be kind of good. Otherwise, it does not. upload the video very well. But yeah, it's rough. Grandma said the assisted living where I live is having a Super Bowl pizza party. That will be fun. That would be. I love a little Super Bowl pizza party. You said you would love the cutting edge. I'll have to check that out. Jill said I was cleaning the tub, thought the mat was in place. Nope. My husband called me a stormtrooper with the big boot. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, I'm so sorry though. And I said your library would probably have the cutting edge movie as it was very popular. I will check it out. Which year is it? Because I see there's a 1992 one. It looks like then there's the cutting edge going for the gold 2006. I guess maybe those are follow-up movies? Are you guys talking about the 1992 one? Just let me know the year so I get the right one. Gramson said, I'm blessed my cable internet included where I live. That's awesome. Debbie said, I'm crazy for my team, the 49ers, who lost the Seahawks, and I always want the Patriots to lose. So I want both teams to lose, but people keep telling me that's not possible, but you're still crossing your fingers. I love that. Yeah, we're a little salty about the Patriots. So I think, well, yeah, I guess so, because the Patriots beat the Broncos. So maybe we will be rooting for the Seahawks in this house since we're Broncos fans. That's a little rough. Hi, Danielle. How are you doing? Emily said, watch the 1992 one. Okay. I wanted to make sure I had the right one because there seems to be a handful that came up when I Googled it. Okay, perfect. Jen said, I forgot about the cutting edge. It was good. I'll have to check it out. It says it's a little bit of a romance, but like a sports movie. So that sounds fun. And I love figure skating, so I'll definitely check that out. Thank you guys for the recommendation. All right, let's go ahead and set up for another sprint here. I think I'm going to get a snack or something on this because I'm getting a bit hungry. So let's go ahead and hop on to our next sprint. If you jumped on sprints between the last sprint and this, the cat meows when the timer goes off, just a heads up. Shannon loved the first Cutting Edge movie. I gotta check it out. It looks like there's quite a few sequels as well. Maybe 3? I'm not sure if those are as good. But let's go ahead and do a 40-minute sprint. I'm gonna go get a snack, listen to my audiobook, and then figure out what I want to read next. Happy reading, everybody. Hi guys, how was the second sprint for you? I had some warm bread and butter for a snack, which was delicious. Always a good choice. And then I read a bit more of Her Dark Lies by J.T. Ellison for a change of pace. Very much enjoying this one. I have a journal stencil as my bookmark because that was what was on hand here. But it's a pretty chunky, it's almost 500 pages, I think. So the chunkier thriller. But I'm getting close to 200 pages in, and I'm very much enjoying it. So far, both of these reads have been going well for these sprints, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I listened to a bit of All Dressed Up and No Place to Haunt by Rose Pressey while I was snacking, and I'm now on chapter 11 out of 28, so getting close to halfway there. So yeah, good sprint. See, I know Kelly jumped on, said, "Hi all, missed the start of this somehow, but want to share that you just finished Death by Chocolate Lab. 4 stars, so cute. You love a basset hound and a cozy. I do too. Basset hounds are so cute. If I was going to get like a bigger dog, a basset hound would definitely be on my radar. I think they're so adorable. I loved that cozy too. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I need to get to the second book in that one. Grandma Susan did You're at 12% in the Whisking Hour by Ellie Alexander. It's a fun cozy. So glad you're liking that. I can't believe how many books Ellie Alexander comes out with in a year. And yet all of them are really like good quality. Like she really, I don't know how she does it, but it's great. Emily is on page 664 out of 980. That's awesome. Shannon listened to 45 minutes of Murder at the Mayfair Hotel. Wonderful. Let's see, where Murder at the Mayfair. Oh, right, the Cleopatra Fox Mysteries by C.J. Archer. It's like, that sounds so familiar. Ooh, I hope you're enjoying that. Like I said, another good one so far. Great series. I think this might be the last one of the series, which is a bummer. Do you think so? For the Deep Dish Pizza Mysteries by Mindy Quigley, is that the right one? Maybe I'm getting it confused. I hope it's not the right one. I don't want that series to be over. And I said I got to 80% in Death at a Scottish Christmas. Amazing. I hope you're enjoying it. I really liked that. I think is that the right one I'm thinking of? Death at a Scottish. No, I'm thinking of the Tracy Hall series. My mistake. I think that's Murder at a Scottish Christmas. But I'm so glad you're progressing in that. I hope you're liking it. Jill read 34 pages of Snow-Kissed. Awesome. Rebecca Silly, I may have missed it. What are you reading? I think she was reading, it was one of the Sarah J. Maas books, I think. I'm not really good on my fantasy romantasy books, I think. If anyone can think of it, let me know, though. Jen said, listen to a chapter of A Spine of Death and decided to start Staged Death by Karen Rose Smith, an older series, and one that I had to start this year. Been in my Kindle for so long. Ooh. Staged to Death. That's a series I've been wanting to read too. A Caprice de Luca mystery with a home stager. I need to get to that one because I loved the Grace Topping series by Laura Bishop, which also featured a home stager. Ooh. Emily said, I'm going to say goodnight. Thanks for the sprints. Thank you. Have a good night, Emily. So I listened to a bit more of the Bailey the Bloodhound while doing some coloring. Amazing. What kind of coloring kind of like theme are you coloring? Rex said, the last one published so far, but I hope it continues. Me too. I was like, don't tell me that series is ending too. I can't take another series that I love ending. Oh my goodness. I haven't heard anything about it discontinuing, and I feel like it's a really popular series, so hopefully. Ooh. Excuse me. Hopefully the Deep Dish Pizza mystery series continues. I'm like, I need more Butterball in my life. Also, there was so much amazing Butterball in that book, so I hope you enjoy it. It's a garden and floral coloring book. Ooh. Was it one your uncle gave you? That sounds lovely though. I love garden. I love like florals. They're so pretty. No problem. I do that all the time. I'm glad that you're enjoying that though. I got this really cute. It's by I think it's the Creative Haven is the brand, and it's like a tea themed coloring book. So it's all these beautiful pictures of like teapots and tea tables set for tea or cozy tea scenes, and I'm so excited to start that one because I love tea. And my mom got that for me for Christmas, so I'm really excited to dive into that. I think on this last sprint, I'm going to focus some more on this just because it's more fast paced than this one is, and because I'm getting tired, I need like a faster paced book, I think, to kind of keep my interest at this point. So that sounds wonderful. I love tea and tea things. I do too. And the idea of coloring all these fun like tea sets and teapots makes me very happy. I was like, I am ready for this. And it feels very springy and like summery, I think. I don't know. Like with all the flowers and stuff that are around it. So I said, oh good, Butterball is awesome. Yes, he is. Excuse me. Butterball is the best. It's the best little fluffy cat ever, and I just love him and want to squeeze him forever. The best little guy. Yeah, absolutely love that guy. Let's see. Kelly is 50 pages into My Husband's Wife, the new Alice Feeney. Oh my goodness, I'm jealous. I'm waiting on the copy in my library to get here because I'm on hold for it. But there's like a list, so I'm impatiently waiting. But I've heard so many good things about it, so I'm really excited to read it. I hope you enjoy it. This book's been going well so far, despite being a bit chunkier, because sometimes when I see a chunky thriller, I get a little concerned that it will be very like slow paced or a little too wordy to keep like the pacing, but this one's been good. And Publishers Weekly on the front said fans of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca will want to check out this compulsively readable tale. And I can see some of the I can see why they would say that. And I'm a fan of Rebecca, so that's making me very happy because I love that. So we will see how this goes. But yeah, we have that. I'm thinking we do maybe another 40-minute sprint and then wrap up just because it is getting a bit later. And yeah, and I'm a morning person, so unfortunately I'm not one to stay up too late. But let's go ahead and do another sprint for 40. Get some more reading in. I'm going to focus on this. And yeah, I think that's where we'll wrap up for the night. I think that will be good. And I need to do that. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do another 40-minute sprint here. I'm going to focus on Her Dark Lies because I want some page turning action right now. And I hope everyone's reading goes well. We'll catch up in a little bit. Hi guys, how's that last sprint for you? I read some more of Her Dark Lives by J.T. Ellison. Very much enjoying it. I think over halfway now into it, or getting close to that point, which is exciting. So I'm hoping to finish this maybe tomorrow. I would really like to know how it's going to wrap up. I'm very much intrigued with it and glad with the progress I made on Murder or Death at Wentwater Court. So these were some really good sprints for me. So thank you guys so much for keeping me on track tonight. I hope you guys had a good time with the sprints. Let's see, Simone says, hi everyone, so glad to be able to join you. You're just starting at Wick's End and also listening to the Queen of Poisons from the Marlowe Murder or Mystery Club. I hope you're all doing well. I'm glad you were able to make that last sprint as well. I gotta start at Wick's End too. That's on my list of books to read. You said, listen to more of my audiobook, and then you read the first chapter in A Letter to the Luminous Deep. Ooh, that sounds interesting. A Letter to the Luminous by Sylvie Catherall. Ooh, that looks really interesting. I haven't heard of that book, but it looks good. Rebecca says, reading is going well. You made it to chapter 6. Amazing. Jen read a chapter in Stage to Death. You're going to have to let me know how that book is, because that's definitely been on my radar since I loved the other home staging series I read so much. Shannon listened to another 20 minutes of the audiobook of Murder at the Mayfair Hotel. Wonderful. Jill read 7 pages and put away a load of laundry. Ooh, I gotta do that after this. That's a good reminder. But that's always good. I feel like folding and putting away the laundry always makes me feel very productive. Like, it's just very satisfying to, like, you know, stock the towels or hang everything up and have it look nice. It says, yes, it's in letter form, a fantasy, but a mystery as well. It looks interesting. I gotta check that out. I love the idea of an underwater world, too. How fun. Jill said this was fun like always. Thank you, Jill. I'm so glad you could make it. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a little laundry done after this, hit the sack early, because it's been, I'm just, I don't know, I'm extra tired this week. I'm not sure if it's that it's like winter and it's like extra dark or something, but I just feel like I've been so tired this last week or so. But thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. For those of you watching the Super Bowl and rooting for a team, I hope your team wins. I'll cross my fingers for you. And thank you, Jen. I hope you have a good night as well. Hope everyone does have a great night. Hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope everyone sleeps well.